Tesla is now focused on its next phase of explosive growth that will come from two encompassing innovations that will complement each other to disrupt the transportation space. One of the major parts will come from hardware and the other from software. On April 8, 2022, at Tesla's Cyber Rodeo event at the new Gigatexas factory, Elon Musk reiterated Tesla's plans to develop a dedicated robotaxi vehicle. Tesla's ability to manufacture at massive scale is the key for bringing this to market. Elon Musk implied that the new vehicle would have no steering wheel or pedals and look very futuristic, with a target for production beginning in 2024. Then, in the most recent conference call for the third quarter of 2022, Elon Musk noted that Tesla was on the final lap for Cybertruck at Gigatexas, and lots of progress had been made on the Robotaxi platform design. He's likely referring to the design of the vehicle hardware, which relates to its manufacturing platform, as opposed to the Tesla network. The goal of the Robotaxi project is to build a vehicle that can revolutionize the cost of operation. During Tesla's Battery Day event, Elon Musk stated that such a vehicle would cost on the order of $25,000. This number isn't revolutionary per se, as there have been many ICE vehicles sold with sticker prices that are much lower, but price parity would make EVs highly competitive to gas cars. Electric vehicles inherently have less maintenance and are much cheaper to fuel or charge up, and if Tesla takes this a step further, making this a vehicle that is capable of running self-driving software, then the actual cost of transportation truly plummets to the lowest value in history. Tesla's objective here is to produce as many of these autonomous robotaxis as possible and as quickly as possible, which is very much in line with their mission of transitioning the world to sustainable energy. During the conference call, Elon Musk implied that now that Tesla was basically finished working on the Cybertruck and the Semi, to guess what they're working on now. They're focused on a vehicle that's smaller than the Model 3 or Model Y, but stunningly would be half the cost of the Model 3 platform. Elon expects more production from such a vehicle than all of Tesla's other products combined. He sees it being possible to achieve half the cost, half the factory floor space, and twice the output. And really, this would be a major factory advancement since the factory is Tesla's true product that they continue to iterate over. And in the last few years, Elon Musk has also hinted at ways that cutting the cost down of an electric vehicle could be done. First off, Tesla would be removing more components, like the steering wheel and pedals. We've already seen Tesla take out the radar and the ultrasonics from the vehicle while relying solely on cameras for its full self-driving software. The most expensive part of the vehicle has been the battery pack, and they're tackling that with the ramp-up of the lower-cost 4680 cells, which should be in much higher volume by 2024, and also lithium iron phosphate battery chemistries, which have the lowest cost and are viable for medium-range vehicles, for which Tesla already uses in many of its standard range cars. Elon Musk also has had ideas for reducing expensive wiring down from 3 kilometers of wiring in the Model S to 1.5 kilometers in the Model 3, and he intended to bring this down to just 100 meters, a 15 times decrease for the Model Y. However, his staff convinced him otherwise to use the same platform as the Model 3, which indeed sped up the launch of the Model Y dramatically, but this change was therefore never made. It's possible that now, since Tesla is in a much better financial standing than they were years ago, the company can afford to go through the pains of developing a new architecture, which may take longer to bring to market, but would truly cut the cost down immensely if they do. Tesla has also been creating larger and larger gigacastings with the help of gigapress maker Idra. They're going to be using a 9,000-ton gigapress to make the Cybertruck underbody, but Tesla holds a patent for what appears to be a 12,000-ton press that can make a small car in the very same way that a toy car is made in one giant piece. So it's possible that Tesla can really execute here and truly build a much more affordable EV. There are many small innovations in hardware and software coming together, which is why Tesla's extreme vertical integration makes them a very formidable player to do this. They're even vertically integrating on insurance, for instance, to further reduce the cost of vehicles. According to investment firm ARK Invest, they believe that Tesla could expand its addressable market by 10 times by cutting the vehicle price in half. They say that at $60,000 for a vehicle, This addresses only about 5% of the market, but the market size indeed grows exponentially as vehicle prices come down. According to ARK, at $30,000 for a vehicle, the market grows 10 times in size to 50% of the overall market. And even as the price nears $20,000, virtually the entire market opens up as potential customers. If you consider that today Tesla has extremely high demand for its $50,000 to $60,000 Model 3 and Model Ys, this new, smaller Robotaxi vehicle could address an entirely untapped part of the market for Tesla, making EVs accessible to everyone and anyone, which includes a huge segment of the population that Tesla hasn't even touched yet. Now, combining this with Tesla's FSD or full self-driving is the real game changer. Tasha Keeney from ARK Invest recently told CNBC that ARK sees Tesla as one of the market leaders both in electric vehicles and in autonomy, and that this platform could be a multi-trillion-dollar market in the next 10 years. So far, Tesla's FSD has seen huge improvements since the beta program was started about 2 years ago, and Elon Musk is planning to do a wide release, which is a positive signal showing confidence in the platform, so that anyone could get the beta version by the end of the year. On last week's conference call, Elon Musk said that FSD is close to having enough nines that you can have no one in the car potentially by the end of this year, but without question next year. And Tesla plans to show it to regulators at that time when it will be much safer than a human. Now, Elon Musk has had high hopes for Tesla FSD for some time now, and because it's taken longer than expected, the market has very little belief in Tesla's ability to actually deliver this software. However, this time round, Tasha Keeney notes that Tesla is making a massive commitment and putting their money where their mouth is, and they're doing this by putting dollars behind the aforementioned Robotaxi vehicle. If the software doesn't work by the time the Robotaxi car is ready, then Tesla can lose a huge amount of money, since a vehicle with no steering wheel or pedals is worthless without the FSD software that powers it. So she views this as a large vote of confidence, with the Robotaxi slated for 2024, and as Tasha Keeney says, this could completely change the model to a high-margin, recurring revenue services business. Tesla is one of the few exceptions where they already have surprisingly massive scale, thanks to the Model 3 and Model Y, which allows them to collect vast amounts of data to train their neural networks. Miles driven is not the best metric, but it gives a ballpark idea of how much data a company, at the very least, is able to collect, given that more miles essentially means more experience, or more weird things happening on the road that can be used for training and validation. Of course, the quality of the training and the neural networks are important, but it's interesting to watch how Tesla competitors are really trying to market their Robotaxi solutions, while everyone seems to write off Tesla itself. For instance, for General Motors, GM Cruise is seen as the leader in the space, and I'll refer to one of these made-up backwards graphs that shows GM Cruise in first place and Tesla being one of the worst in strategy and execution. GM uses a highly geofenced approach with LiDAR, radar, cameras, and HD maps, and their vehicles only seem to come out at night when there's little to no traffic. As the de facto leader in the space, GM's Cruise has an astounding 400,000 cumulative driverless miles as of today, according to Motor Trend. This is very impressive given that the vehicles only come out at night, but it's slowly expanding in geographies and in hours. But what people may have missed, or at least is not talked about very much, is that Tesla included this chart in their earnings slide deck, showing that back in June, Tesla had accumulated 35 million miles with just FSD Beta. This doesn't include the billions of miles Tesla has with its autopilot software, but just the people that signed up to be part of the beta program who monitor their vehicles as they drive autonomously. Then, 3 months later, which brings us to last week, Tesla updated this chart, which looks very similar, but now shows almost 60 million FSD miles. So just in the last 3 months, Tesla added almost the same number of miles that they had in total since the FSD beta program started 2 years ago. This is an exponential growth curve, which is feeding back into Tesla's system and rapidly making it even better. And this is what helped enable Tesla's camera-only approach, whereas virtually anyone else working on autonomous software relies heavily on LiDAR and on other expensive sensors, which further inhibits that ability to scale. Tesla is vertically integrated in the software space as well, with a massive data center that's poised to get even more powerful next year as the Dojo supercomputer comes online. They also have a large team focused solely on artificial intelligence. Companies that are dealing with LiDAR and HD maps for their own driving solutions are busy trying to get those things to work and focusing less on the AI side, which is really what's needed to solve all of the nuanced scenarios of full self-driving. Take Argo AI, an autonomous driving company backed by Ford and Volkswagen, which went bankrupt today. It was announced that Ford and VW would be absorbing some of the parts of what remains of this company and laying off the rest of the employees. Argo originally received a $1 billion investment and had over 2,000 employees. They were developing their own LiDAR solution, which was viewed as a breakthrough last year, and now they're quietly disappearing. They stated, "In coordination with our shareholders, the decision has been made that Argo AI will not continue on its mission as a company. Many of the employees will receive an opportunity to continue to work on automated driving technology with either Ford or Volkswagen, while employment for others will unfortunately come to an end." Note that they said automated driving technology, showing the distinction between that and autonomous, the former being more of a line-following shuttle rather than something that can look at its surroundings and make a logical decision. TechCrunch also highlighted that in Ford's third quarter earnings report, they said they made the strategic decision to shift resources into advanced driver assistance systems and not autonomous vehicle technologies that can be applied to robotaxis. This also wiped off $2.7 billion of value from Ford's financials on its Argo AI investment. This is a large setback being played off as a strategic decision to move away from autonomous vehicles. It's also a powerful confirmation backing Elon Musk's claim that LiDAR is a crutch, which he said years ago. This is just another example of a company heavily focused on automating driving through LiDAR that simply hasn't gotten anywhere. Today was also a big day for Tesla's old partner and now competitor Mobileye, which was purchased by Intel in 2017 for $15.3 billion. Today, however, it was spun off in a $17 billion IPO after Intel had held on to it for 5 years. While this may be a low return, Intel is still holding on to a large chunk of the company with its dual-class voting shares, and the stock spiked 38% on its first day of trading. But the technology market has slumped from the beginning of the year when Mobileye was supposedly valued at $50 billion. Going forward, however, investors will now be able to value Mobileye on its own, based on its quarterly income and milestone developments, as opposed to it being sort of hidden away within Intel. Mobileye has a LiDAR-only and a camera-only approach. They use HD maps primarily, and they also develop chips for driver assistance systems. They're looking at many different approaches to make money on the way to self-driving. While their addressable market is everyone but Tesla, one of the largest threats to the company is Tesla licensing out its FSD software to other OEMs, which Elon Musk said he would do. It's a different story whether or not any company will take him up on that offer, as running FSD on third-party vehicles would likely require Tesla-esque hardware and be priced at whatever Tesla is charging, plus a premium, similar to how Tesla charges a premium for third-party vehicles charging on their open superchargers. So what do you think will happen to Mobileye if Tesla does indeed bring a completed full self-driving solution to market either next year or inside a dedicated robotaxi vehicle by 2024? And do you think Tesla will actually be able to hit these milestones? Don't forget to check out my video on Tesla's Dojo supercomputer. Please hit the like button and subscribe. We would really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to all of our patrons that help to support our channel. Your support helps us to continue to make great content. Thank you guys so much for watching.